Hey everybody, Bill Burr was on Saturday Night Live and just killed it. It was absolutely funny. A lot of people focused on the specific subject he tackled and completely missed the 100,000 foot view of what he was really saying. First of all, Bill attacked the whole COVID-19 mask controversy, then took a really excellent swipe at cancel culture, offered a controversial look at gay pride and compared it to blacks, people who look like me, which I object to, and I'll explain why in a moment. And then he took a look at the woke movement. But if you bottle all that up together, what he was really attacking was social media, because cancel culture didn't start until the rise of Twitter. Cancel culture didn't even become a thing on Facebook, or for that matter, any of the social media platforms before it. Cancel culture is a child of the development of the, as they call it, the Twitterverse. And so in that, if you think about what Bill said, it was really an attack on how we communicate through social media and how movements start through social media. And in that, I think he has an absolute point, because there's a different behavior structure and language on social media than in the real world. And unfortunately, many people tend to only communicate in the Twitterverse or the Facebook world, and they've forgotten the simple art of picking up the phone and calling someone. There's a whole generation who's grown up not understanding that that is the best way to communicate with anybody. Within what Bill said, I find it curious that, particularly among white folks, there is a desire to compare gay politics with black politics. It is what I call a straight white male ethic. That is, a straight white male is at the center of all things, and anything that is not white and male, or straight, or both, is off center. From that perspective, well, look, someone who is black can be compared to someone who's gay, even if that person who's gay happens to be black. You get the idea. It's wrong. A straight black man has an entirely different set of circumstances to deal with than somebody else who is concerned about their sexual orientation. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Jason Collins was reportedly the NBA's first gay basketball player. I had the opportunity to interview Carolyn Moose, who came that close to being his wife and dated him for some time. No one bothered to consider Carolyn Moo's position in all this at all. And there was a lot more deference given to Jason as a gay man because he was gay than if he were black and they had, he and Carolyn, a relationship issue for some other reason. It was quite interesting. Quite interesting. And a lot of behaviors that a person shouldn't practice, like betting your partner, even though you may very well have some type of life-threatening illness, something like that, okay? That normally should be the focus of gigantic concern, but when the tag gay was attached to Jason Collins and Carolyn Moo's relationship, that concern for the popular culture seemed to just go right out the window. Why? I can offer other examples. And then let's take cancel culture or the woke movement. The woke movement started also online and on the internet. It has a tendency to make assumptions about people who don't look like it. But those assumptions are also communicated on Jack Dorsey's site. That's Twitter. So my question to everybody is, when are we going to see a black version of Twitter? And no, I don't mean black Twitter. I mean a platform that's a microblog platform that is designed and built by someone black and caters to an audience that's African American. It's not hard to build such platforms. So why don't we build them? Why is it that the whole of African American condition is judged within a platform that is developed and owned by somebody white? Think about it. It's one big reason why I have my own platforms, like OaklandNewsNow.com. That is the world that Zenny 62 Media owns, our company. And yes, primarily my expression of what's going on in the world, but more technically, my and those who are with us, our vloggers' expression. Okay? I want to show the appropriate deference to Zenny 62 Media's powerful stable of vloggers. It also represents what our clients are interested in terms of getting out their message. But it is a confined universe unto itself. I find it troubling that outside of Morgan DeBaum's wonderful website, Blavity, and the Griot, and a few others, but there still aren't a lot of black owned and ran online platforms. We need a lot more. I hope this is a small signal of what I consider to be a crisis of black social media communications, or lack thereof. And what I mean by that is from platforms that we own. We don't have to agree with each other, but we own the platforms. I'll come back with more on this. Subscribe to Zenny62 and bookmark OaklandNewsNow.com.